Howdy freeze dryers. I've been freeze drying since 2017, and I would say in that time frame there have only been 3 to 5 major improvements to residential freeze drying. But today I'm going to share with you some information that I have been sitting on for a while now and just really been patiently waiting to share with all of you, because I think this is the biggest innovation that freeze drying has had since I started freeze drying. Because as of today, harvestright has an app and Wi-Fi controlled freeze dryers that are gonna blow your mind. This is something that the freeze drying community has been begging for years, myself included, from harvestright, because I think this will really take the freeze drying game up a notch or 2 or 5. The Wi-Fi capability has been in these machines for many years, and I was hoping, since it took harvestright so long to develop this, that it would not suck. And I have great news to report. I think it's actually better than I thought it was gonna be. You can control everything from your phone that you can control on the screen. It makes everything completely hands-free once the food is in there. It will send you notifications when it switches cycles. It will send you notifications if you forget to close your drain valve. It'll send you a notification when it's done. We'll walk through the entire app and screen settings throughout this video, but I wanna tell you the best thing of this whole situation. The fact that this is plug and play. There's a USB port on the side of your screen. If you've ever updated your software, you already know that. But this little dongle just plugs right into the side of your USB port and just sits on top of here. I put a little 2-sided tape on mine so it just sticks to the top. In a matter of 30 seconds, you can plug this in. It'll update your software and you're pretty much ready to connect to Wi-Fi. So maybe let's go over that right now. Once you connect your freeze dryer to Wi-Fi, you can control it completely with the harvestright app. And what that means is every time something changes on your freeze dryer, it will send you a notification to your phone, which means it can be 2 o'clock in the morning and you can just grab your phone and add some extra dry time to your freeze dryer. Or imagine you're stuck at work and your freeze dried food is gonna finish in 45 minutes. You can just hop on your app, punch in some extra dry time, and you're good to go. Converting your existing freeze dryer to Wi-Fi and app enabled is super simple. It's all plug and play. Once you get the newest software installed, you just need to hit this Wi-Fi button right here. That'll give you a QR code that'll take you directly to the app that you can scan. Otherwise, you can just continue to the Wi-Fi setup, which is that button right there. It's very intuitive. In fact, it'll just walk you through everything on the screen. If for some reason you can't figure it out, you can hit this more button right here, and that'll actually give you help. So on the main screen, if you go to this more button right here next to the Wi-Fi, then that'll bring up a user manual. That'll bring up the option to set your freeze dryer name, and then that'll actually allow you to set your color different for your home screen. Lots of options here. You can also create a custom color. In my opinion, one of the coolest things being connected to Wi-Fi on your freeze dryer, other than just being able to control it with your phone, is that now you will just get over-the-air updates onto your freeze dryer. So anytime harvestright makes a change to software, next time you go to use the freeze dryer and you turn it on, it will just automatically update to the newest software. Usually within a couple minutes, you're up and running again. Next, let's go over the app, because the on-screen stuff, depending on when this video comes out, a lot of the on-screen freeze dryer options might already be available, but what you have not seen is what the app can do. So if you go to this top banner, that's just gonna take you to harvestright's website. You already know how to do that. The block down below that has the red screen that says FD2, that's just what I have named my freeze dryer. If you click on that, that will take you to the home screen. So you have all the same functions on that as you do on the screen of your freeze dryer. So if you click the leaf, that's gonna give you all your settings changes. If you click custom, that's gonna allow you to change all of that same stuff. And what's really cool is you'll notice that while I'm doing this on my phone, that the screen is changing on the freeze dryer as well, and it's saying the same thing on both. So just so I can show you that it sends a notification, I'm gonna manually advance this. We can go into the next screen so you can see that. So now it's in freezing, and now it's showing us on the phone, just like it would on the freeze dryer, that the machine is cooling down, and then it will send us a notification when that 15 minutes is up. So another super cool thing about this app is you can actually run multiple freeze dryers at a time. This is gonna be great if you have a couple freeze dryers. It's gonna be really great if you are a freeze-dried business owner and you can run multiple freeze dryers at a time, because this works on all freeze dryers from the small all the way up to the commercial versions of the freeze dryer. If you have 5, 6, 20, 100 freeze dryers, they can all be run from this app and all be named their own specific thing. Imagine if you could have multiple blocks like this with different names, and your different batch names, you would even know what was in each freeze dryer. Okay, so you can see now in the top notifications that it has FD2 auto, ready for trays to be loaded, remember to close your drain valve. And then from there we can actually auto advance. Now our vacuum pump has started. All of these systems, every time it switches, is going to send you a notification. You can change that notification to a vibrate. You can change that notification to a specific notification on your phone, so you know that it's just the freeze dryer notification. And then once we do this one more time, that's gonna shut it off, process complete. You have all the same options as you normally would: warm trays, more dry time, no defrost, defrost. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit no defrost. And then when that is complete, it's gonna send me another notification. What else is really cool is after this is complete, it's saving the info for you. So if you run the same thing over and over again, you kind of have some data on that. Let's look at candy mode real quick. You're gonna have all the same options you would on your screen normally, but you can do this from your phone. So let's go to this light bulb next. You'll see that this has all kinds of commonly freeze-dried fruits, and what's really cool about this is you can click on here, go to a specific thing that you're freeze drying, and it's gonna give you the ideal situation for that freeze drying product. It will give you tips on how to make it freeze dry the best. It's gonna give you the best freeze time. It's gonna give you the best initial freeze, dry temperature, all of that good stuff. And you can just click on the recommended setup and it will pre-load all of that stuff for you and then start the freeze dryer, which is really, really cool. So this gives you tips and tricks for candy, dairy products, fruit, meals, meat, snacks, specialty items, vegetables. And really, I would imagine this is gonna grow over time, so it's just gonna keep getting better and better. There's actually a lot of very commonly freeze-dried stuff already on here. If you go into specialty items, there's also some cool stuff like chocolate and peanut butter and syrup, things that we didn't think were possible to freeze-dry just even a year ago. They have tips and tricks on how to get those to turn out. Next, I wanna go into this question mark right here. And this gives you basically direct access to harvestright. It says instant support. How can we help you? You would just type in what you need help with. You would just hit the arrow. That gives you direct access to harvestright. I'm not sure if there will be someone on here constantly to just give you a direct answer, but this is gonna get you those quick answers to questions. So last, I just wanna go into settings. There is all kinds of stuff you can change on here. You can also register your product on here, so it gives you instant access to your warranty information. Notifications, you can change the way it notifies you. You can change how often or what does or doesn't notify you. And you can also get an instant way to report an issue if something is happening real time on your freeze dryer, I would imagine. So today's video is just a quick tutorial through the Wi-Fi setup and just really showing you what I think are the big benefits of it. I would imagine over time this app can just get better and better. Now that you will be connected to Wi-Fi, they can change things instantly, overnight. In fact, you could wake up in the morning and have something different on your freeze dryer. And I know not everyone is gonna see the benefits in this Wi-Fi. A lot of people will not want to have it, but I think because you can change things so quickly and you can have things more hands-free, it's a time saver, and I think the app will just keep getting better and better over time. I see huge potential in the future for this, and I use it every time I use the freeze dryer. I'm a happy customer with it. I think you will be too if you give it a chance. I think the price is very reasonable for what it does. If you imagine a company trying to develop something to put this into an existing product, a very expensive endeavor for them, I think the price is super reasonable, and the fact that you can just plug and play and it's ready to go is awesome. I'll put a link for the Wi-Fi dongle in the description as well as the shopping tab here. So if you're interested in that, or you just want to see what the price is or whatever, click on that. That'll get you right to there. This is a huge innovation in freeze drying, and it just shows you how cool the future will be with freeze drying. And I'm not aware of anyone else who is doing this at this point or really has any plans on doing it. So if you're on the fence of buying a freeze dryer, this would be a huge selling point for me if I were in the market for buying a freeze dryer right now. Harvestright is the only one that has this available. Thanks for joining me today and the freeze drying community. If you have a second, like, subscribe to the freeze drying community. Also check out all of our free resources we have down in the description. Happy freeze drying, and we'll catch you soon.